What's up guys, Shane here, Video 3D Printing, and today I want to talk to you about practical printing. Welcome back guys. As I said, today the topic I want to talk about is practical printing and applications that you can use your 3D printer for everyday things at home. Now, this video is coming right after I just finished filming my Halloween one, and for my practical printing, I'm printing out decorations. I'm also printing out parts for my daughter's costume, which part of it is right here, and I have a turn key and a knob here that I printed for it. Very simple things to print, didn't take long at all, and you can print on almost any 3D printer, depending on obviously the size. And why am I talking about this? 3D printing is becoming so big nowadays in everyone's home. Everyone wants to do it, but everyone is like, oh, all you do is print out baby Groots. That's not the case if you know what you're doing or what you want to use it for. I bought mine so I literally could fix a playhouse that my wife had, and I was able to con her and let me buy my first 3D printer. Sorry, wife. But since then, I've done so much more. All right, some other things that I've done is here on my miter saw, I 3D printed a Dyson adapter here for the vacuum system on the miter saw. I also printed one over here on my jigsaw, scroll saw here, that I can also use on this. So I just go ahead, hook the Dyson up to here, start doing my work, and voila, we're good to go. I do want to make a stand here for my drill press, that just one, that little nozzle that would be close here. That way it makes it a little bit easier to suck up, because when I start drilling stuff, things just go everywhere. And my actual dirty workspace is very, very small, so the cleaner I can keep it, the better off and the happier the wife is. All right, so another piece I want to show you here is the key piece that I'm currently painting for my daughter's costume. I don't know if I'm going to use this one, but I'm testing it out right now. But I'm using a practical print, which are these little paint stands. Now they have holes in the bottom so that you could mount this to something, but I just literally have them sitting here on cardboard, just holding up my print. And it's great. I mean, you can use these are super cheap to print. They probably cost me maybe 50 cents to print them in total. And you can scale them up any size you want. I believe I scaled these up 150% in order to be of a better size for me. But yeah, I mean, these are great. They're basically disposable. If you get them painted too much, you don't want them anymore, just toss them out. It's not that bad. So 3D printing is great. I personally think it's for everyone. You might not have the skill or know-how to do a lot of the things that other people can do. Like my Fusion 360 skills are like super bad compared to a lot of other people, but that's okay. They don't need to be that great because you can work on things yourself and build your skill level up. Yeah, practice makes perfect, what everyone says. Another thing I printed, it is not necessarily practical, what it is, but it also is 3D printing related, is this GoPro stand for my CR10. Which actually just broke because I was pulling a print off, hit the back of it, broke both the arms, so I clearly need to do more infill on this because it just was not enough. But again, this is something that took me probably 6 or 7 hours to model, but now that I've done it, I probably could do it in less than an hour. Just again, practice makes perfect. A couple of things I've designed most recently, right here, I designed a fan assist for the LX Maker A3 Pro fan, laser engraver. So this just holds a regular 50mm blower fan, and it's friction fit right here on the front of the laser. I also went ahead and created this and added a little piece of tubing. This way, anytime the cable moves, it sticks upright. Before, it would curve down here, and it would actually sometimes go under the laser, and you would be worrying about cutting your own line. Now, I'm not perfect. Here is all the different ones. This is the original one that was on Thingiverse, and for a certain one that actually would bolt onto it, I went ahead and took that original design, modeled it, and then here we have 6 other versions. Version 7 is on there. And then with the cable attachment, the original is right here, which it says is for the A3. This does not fit anywhere near what it should be. So I took this design, totally scrapped it, and just started from scratch using the same basic design, but I at least made it myself and went with this one. And then here we go, 6 versions later, I have the one that I actually like and the one that I'm using. So one other thing I want to show you for the practical printing and things that I've created just out of just practicing is a little stand here for the GoPro. Now, as you can see, there has the 3 feet on the top and the 2 on the bottom that hook into what I have right now is a 3D printed handle that I'm holding the GoPro with. And then over here on the side is a cold shoe mount with a cold shoe screw. I don't know the exact term for this thing, But anyways, I can go ahead and hook up a small microphone, so like the Rode little video mic, the little, I forget the name of it, just a little video mic that you can do. Also my shotgun mic I can also do on this, and that puts it right beside the camera and gives you a very compact setup that you don't need to have the wire here for the lavalier microphone. You just have this, which is great. And this online, if I can pull it up here, I think this was like $100 for something that I created, I mean, from scratch. It's $50. So here's the original one. It's $50 for that. And I basically made one very similar to it, but with a cold shoe mount, you can mount anything you want to it. And there it is, $49. I mean, the original price is $100 and it's on sale for $50. That's just ludicrous in my mind for a piece of metal. Absolutely ludicrous. This took me, again, at the time I was learning it, probably 2 or 3 hours to make. But nowadays, heck, 15 minutes. It's really a super simple thing. But I learned something, and that's what I was doing it for. Now, for my tool bench, I've printed so many different tools for my tool bench and just different things that I have because I want to be able to have things, but I honestly don't have the money to just go out and buy them. But I have tons of filament sitting around, and filament's actually pretty cheap nowadays, so PLA goes a long way. So right here I have a pocket hole jig that I 3D printed, and all I need to do is add in some 1/4 inch brass tubes right in here, and then I have it, it'll last longer. You could use it now, but the brass tubes make it last longer, and I can drill pocket holes when I start doing other projects. So some other things I have here. Here is a screw guide, bolt guide that I made for the FT5. I didn't make this one, I downloaded this one and printed it, but I printed this on my G-Tech when I bought my FT5, and that way you can know how long all your screws are very quickly and whether they're M3, M4, or M5s. I've used that on so many different projects now, it's not even funny. Here I have a paper towel holder right here on my pegboard. Again, model I found online, but it wasn't hard to print. I was able to slice it, and now I have a paper towel holder right here on my workbench, so for things that I need. Well, another little thing that I printed here is a soldering hand. So these help you, you put your 2 wires in there depending on the gauge, put them in the middle, and you can solder them. That takes the place of that 3rd hand up there, which is heavy. I mean, they're fairly cheap. I think for like $10 or $20. But I've had that one for a long time. But if you don't have that money, you can print this out for like 50 cents. That's all this takes. And this is just out of regular old PLA. It's nothing special. So as I said, practical printing is great. I use printing every single day of my life now. I never thought that I was going to use it for this much, but there is almost nowhere in my house that you can go and look around that you can't find a 3D printed part. I mean, 3D printed arms holding up the filament I have up there. I have 3D printed arms over here holding up the glass beds for the G-Tech. I have made camera mounts for all of my printers. I've made spool holders for my printers. I've made other printer parts. I'm printing a 3D printer with all the parts. So here is the frame for the Hypercube, which I promise I will get you guys an update on that video very soon. But there it is, still in the same way it was before. You literally can't go anywhere in my house without seeing a 3D printed part. And honestly, my wife doesn't mind it at all, which is great. Oh, yeah, one other thing. The pegboard here is mounted with 3D printed mounts all the way around it. That's how it's being held up. It's not drilled in. This is a concrete wall. They are not drilled in. They are mounted, and then it just holds the pegboard right there. And you can see here's another clip down there. So there's 2 here, and there's each of the corners, 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom. So again, printing is, honestly, it's for everyone. I think everyone eventually will have a 3D printer. That being said, there are non-tech people out there that probably shouldn't, but I think that 3D printing will be a household item in the next 5 to 10 years. It really will be, because there's no reason why you should have to go out and buy something whenever you can just download the file and print it yourself. Why spend all this money on something when you can create it yourself? It's just so much easier that way. And the people out there who do designs like these, all these like Halloween decorations here, I could never have done any of those. You people out there, you guys rock. I hope to be as good as you one day, but that is probably many years down the line. But anyways, kind of wanted to do this to let you guys understand what practical printing actually is. I don't just print out all the random things. I don't print out all the random files you see up here. I don't only just print those out for the filament reviews. I do actually print functional things on a pretty much daily basis. So I appreciate you guys watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Normal down below. Let me know what you guys think. Support me down below. I appreciate it. Things I've talked about, the files that I've either created or that I've downloaded from other people. I will link all the various things I talked about down in the video description. I thank you guys for watching. Until next time, happy printing.